Mailbag Preview Show, episode 282, joined by Jack Dickens and Rob Scurry. Rob, your favourite horse. He's climbed the mountain. He's done it. What was that like?
It was exciting. I gave a bit of a cheer for him. Thought the 3-year-old this week, I've actually backed him to win more, and we had the exacta going, and at the 300, I thought, I was counting it, patting myself on the back. But yeah, I think the question mark is on the top 3-year-olds out of that, and think about it, is the best horse in Australia, Jack Dickens.
I think In Secret's probably a better run than that horse in that race. But you do you. Real no. Yeah, full credit to our man too. I saw him on 528 post race, or maybe Channel 7, whatever I was watching. Yeah, good on him.
Well, it turns out one of our owners is actually in Think About It as well. Never knew, he never passed it on until I saw him listed as an owner on a graphic on Facebook. So congratulated him yesterday. So.
Well, for every, unfortunately, there's also another subscriber, shout out Nick, who got the prospectus to Think About It and didn't get back to them quick enough. So, I guess, Jono, when you're selling a horse, you got to be quick, got to get in there.
Sorry, that's right, indeed. Our tips from last week.
That's pretty grim.
That would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that came through with the winner, so hence why I'm bringing it up so early in the show. Adam I Am in the Legato Levante Silks. They've got you back. You, Rob.
Look, mate, I actually just looked up and I saw wherever we were Hastings race 4, and I kind of went, this is going to be Jono's tip. And then I actually found it in the run, and then I wanted to be on it and never was. And, I was happy for you.
Yeah.
Annoyed in myself.
Happy for everyone.
Well, it's that was a special conditions maiden, and they've put it as second favourite to Legato for our 4-year-old Karaka race. So
update me on the pots, baby.
47% for me, 64% for you, 71% for Rob. So we're all thereabouts.
Well, I'm going to look to Caulfield for my best bet. I wonder if you guys can guess what it is.
Oh, if you're not first, you're last. I'll figure it out when we roll through a couple of them.
All right, we'll have a look at a couple of races at Randwick. It's a pretty average card, especially after last week. So we'll just have a look at races 7, 8, and 9 there. Race 7, an open handicap over a mile. Cepheus, who you backed last start, Rob, was a good winner last start. Now goes up 61 kilos. Nash to Aaron Bullock. Any thoughts? Immediate thoughts there?
Well, yeah, that's a worrying jockey switch, especially when Nash gave this horse a 10 out of 10 ride to just get there. And poor old Pete with the captain's pick was very stiff with the thing that was second in the race. It might have been Coda Healy. Yeah. This looks near impossible. I just want to wait till I get there. Sorry, punters. Stockman will probably be in the numbers, but he needs 2,000 and a wet track. But yeah, just a bunch of sort of Saturday horses lining up here over, some of them are suited by distance, some are not. We haven't talked about the track. Rails 5 meters. I think 1 out, 1 back would be about perfect. They'll run quick times again. We won't see a good 2 though, Jack. Any opinion this race?
Well, we won't get a good 2 ever again, even if we got a good 2.
Well, we almost had a maiden horse breaking the track record on a good 4 the other day at Warwick Farm.
Yeah. Well, full credit to it. Must be the next Winks. Fascinated by the narrative. Sounds like Everest Day is one of the great days all time, and full credit to Racing New South Wales. But there's a lot of people who like to kick Racing Victoria and hammer them because they don't have an Everest. But we're going to have racing on free-to-air tonight. We're going to have a glorious day at Caulfield on Saturday. I get frustrated a bit with the comparison and the criticism of Victoria at the moment. It's starting to do my head in a bit, Rob. And I just think that it's a good thing that Racing New South Wales have sort of picked up their feet and are providing better days racing to complement the premium stuff down here in Victoria.
Yeah, I mean, back to that race 7. You got Aaron Bullock on the favourite, and Andrew Adkins on the second favourite. So that could be, yeah.
Well, most of the big jockeys down in Vic on Saturday, yeah.
Yep.
J Mac, Kieran, Hugh. Who else?
Wicklow first up would be my pick there. Jay Collett.
Mate, I was just looking at that weirdly. Yeah, Wicklow maybe. Put it in the quaddy.
That reminded me of.
Sorry, you cut out, mate.
You've gone mute on us.
Me?
No, you're good, Jack.
Sorry, let's roll.
All right, next race, come on.
Race 8, the 5 Diamonds Prelude for $1 million. Here we go, Converge. Rob, you're saying that's you're done with it?
Was never really my horse, Roly Poly, son of Frankel. Seemed to need a wet track to do his best. He's weighted up to his best here, and he hasn't been producing it. Democracy Manifest gets back, runs on, and Coda Healy was a flashing light run last start. He's probably going to be favourite, you'd think. But I think Water Goes, we're on it. It's one of the most improved horses, probably outgraded. We're not sure what the ceiling is on Altivo. His run the other day was decent. He's ticking along really nicely. I like the way he's hitting this third up. And despite him being unsuited at the weights, I think he'll run a big race.
What about Altivo, Rob?
That's the horse I was talking about. You're not listening?
I thought you were talking about Water Goes.
No, first I said Water Goes, and then I said Altivo.
Sorry, guys.
Didn't I?
I've had 3 coffees this morning and still haven't got me going.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying Altivo is the horse we don't have a limit on, and the way it's been parading, I couldn't have it first up at Randwick at all. Told the old man as such. I thought he'd improved nicely. Second up, when not given the best ride, I think it's fair to say. Zach Lloyd
slaughtered.
Yeah, okay, and he's going to be close to top, and he's going to look one of the best. He's going to be in the numbers for sure, and he's not suited at the weights, but he'll run top 4.
I like Altivo. I think he's ready. I think he's a good horse. Big raps on him from the horse whisperer himself very early on. Maybe even the dam found it at Newcastle, if my memory serves me correct. So,
correct.
I'm an Altivo man, and I think all next and that $10. Don't have to overthink it.
All right. Race 9, is there any horses worth talking about in this race? This looks like an absolute dartboard job here.
Yep.
Rob, is there any that you wanted to touch on?
Well, it looks unsuited here, but Cisco Bay goes well at Randwick. It seems to be, one of those old world horses got better as it's got older. No idea, man. Looks like the dartboard job is right.
Yeah, very uninspiring Randwick card to me. Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go to Caulfield. Randwick's a dot ball on Saturday, let's be honest. If you're not getting Rob's many out mail, you got rocks in your head. If you're going to try and pick that apart on your own, I respect that you're having a crack at it yourself, but if you love cash, I'd just invest a little bit in Rob's information in the mailbag.com.au and bet with confidence for 10 of the best there at Royal Randwick. G'day guys, we picked up another horse at Mailbag Bloodstock, and this time we're partnering and we're going to do this moving forward with Mickey Gannon, who I think is an outstanding judge and a better bloke. He's from TRA and we've picked up Miss Uchatel.
Miss Uchatel, yeah, looks 4-year-old mare, absolutely doing her best work late down at Kembla Grange last start, formerly trained by Team Hawks, now heads to Gay and Adrian, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, who are low flying. We've seen what they've done with plenty of runners from other stables, the likes of Hawaii, 5-0, Alligator Blood. They've absolutely turned them into superstars. No certainty here, but look, she was doing her best work late from barrier 9 at that run, and she's just been ridden back, and I'd be really keen to see what Gay and Adrian can do with her a bit more forward.
Well, it'll be the first horse ever trained that didn't go forward. So I doubt we don't go forward on it. I'm really excited to have a horse with Gay and Adrian. It's our first horse in Mailbag Bloodstock that was sent that way. 2 of her 4 runs, this mare has broken the class benchmark comfortably on the puntingform.com.au data. So she's a moral to win a maiden, and we anticipate improvement with her, not just tactically, but just as she furnishes a little bit more. Really, really excited. If you want to find out more, PDS pending, please contact Jono, Jono, at themailbag.com.au, and come and race a horse with me, Mickey Gannon, Mailbag Bloodstock, Gay and Adrian.
How good.
Pretty exciting stuff. Gay Waterhouse, Adrian Bott. Jono, Jono, at themailbag.com.au.
Caulfield, particular races you want to touch on, Jack, or
Anything you want. Let's go. We'll do
All right.
3 max.
let's go.
You pick them, and I'll do my best to dribble about them.
All right, let's go race 7, 8, 9 as well then. Starting with the Trust Stark, race 7, Group 2 for mares.
Great little race. Speed, of course, that hasn't saved. You dirty little girl. Stand by.
You've got the Kiwi in there while you're loading that up. The Kiwi that was
Yeah.
the gates.
And being supported, John, I think Road to Arataki will lead comfortably. Call Die will kick from 5 and be sort of first 4. Skew Whiff, I've got Coffin potentially lead, but probably Coffin from 2. Siest, Man Geek, worse than midfield. Waltz on by thereabouts. Shuffle Dancer and Wallenby, maybe some intent from wide draws. I think Revolutionary Miss will have to go back with Madame Pomeroy, who probably shows some intent from 1 because it's a Waller horse inside, but I don't know how close it can get to the sort of front half of this field. 400-meter race. I'm leaning at this early stage. Obviously, you should, and I would too, change my position by race 7. But as we sit here on a Friday morning, I'm leaning to horses forward of midfield off the 3-meter rail at Caulfield. But not a severe bias by any stretch. But it is a 3-meter rail. They raced in the 12-meter on Wednesday. So you do what you want with that. I really, really, really like Road to Arataki here. Some of the bravest runs of all time, this preparation, a good horse with good form, littered throughout its career. But if we just focus on this preparation alone, first up, $13, nibbled, good, short of its best, 1,200 meters, Caulfield behind Benedetta and Parasol. That was a 2-horse war, and this horse was good. It beat Cess McGeek. I can't pronounce that horse's name, and I apologise. Jono, do you want to just articulate that name?
Well, we talked about it when Pete came on. That was his best bet. I think it's Say Magic.
Say Magic. It beat Say Magic that day. Say Magic had I'm pretty confident had a better SP than it though. So you can sort of $7.50 versus $13, but that's sort of what you're dealing with now. Relative prices. The next start, it was on speed in the Amelia's Jewel race, which was an incredibly windy day at Flemington, and you could not win not one horse led and won. So you can forgive that performance and just get the fitness out of it. It then went to Flemington again and was enormous, I thought. It was not suited, slaughtered, 3 wide, no cover, and brave. It was good. That was behind Life Lessons and the Sydney horse, Rob, Princess Grace. Princess Grace started $5, $6 versus Mr. Brightside and Alligator Blood, which is the best Group 1 weight for age form in Australia at this point in time. So, as we've always said, Robbie, you can create a narrative to sort of suit your decision you've already made, and that's my narrative for the decision I've made to back Road to Arataki. I love Dan Yendall. I think he's undervalued by the market, and this horse will roll forward and get every single possible chance to win. The other horse I am going to spec in this race and be on is number 9, Call Die, Tim Clark off, Blake Shin on. Daughter of Samantha Miss, if you don't mind, I was going to say something, but I won't. For a Sydney trainer. It will be, I think it'll show some intent from 5 and just sort of sit there. Blake loves intent. I think fourth up, ready to do something nice. The only chink is it's never gone this way, except for a Sandown Lakeside performance in a Group 2 where it was a really solid effort from well worse than midfield. So that was on the 2nd of the 25th of February this year. It was a good run, I thought, in a good race. Started $5 roughly there. They're the two horses I quite like in this race. It's a race full of chances. I am petrified of the horse that I can't pronounce, Mick D6.
Yeah.
It was a big steamer. Peter, if Peter liked it, it's a good bet, Pete, because it was like 5s into 360 to beat Star Patrol. That was the day Triple Missile was just ambling up outside on one of the great barrier trials of all time. Triple Missile that day. Go and watch that replay. Interesting stuff. Yeah, that's how I see race 7, boys.
Anything to add there, Rob?
Sydney horses all seem to be kind of a little bit chinky, to use a Mark Lamburn term. Any of them winning wouldn't surprise me, maybe other than Revolutionary Myth. Call Dies is growing into itself. It's always a sort of a rangy thing, and with a bit of time, it's improving. I'll be surprised if Madame Pomeroy doesn't take Jackson's Eye. It's a big, strong thing, but how well's it going? Not sure. Does it need a wet track? Likely.
And the horse we've neglected, or I've neglected a little bit, Skoo If, John. What's your read on it?
Good horse. Won a Group 1 before it went over your way, obviously.
New Zealand Group 1.
Kiwi Group 1.
Group 1.
Well, Wollumbay's been one of the service's favourite horses up until Newcastle, where I thought it was a bit disappointing. But she's been one of mine for a long time. She was a sort of a Warwick Farm winner on a public holiday. Might have been Boxing Day or something. Anyway, moving on.
Perfect. Can't see Skua running poorly anyway. Race 8, the Munga, 1400 metre, Group 3.
I don't like this race. Buffalo River and Nunthorpe, the speed. Nunthorpe's coming off 2 back-to-back birthdays. Just completely and utterly blessed and run last 2 starts. Fender forward. Climbing Star, Times Square, the fortune teller, maybe some intent. I've still got our TiVo in. It's probably scratched by now. Has it?
It's not there.
No, it's gone.
Their cause for concern, Mr. Maestro and Ungawa from 1 out the back. I think Ungawa's going super, really, really well. But just, again, finds a tricky map and setup for it. I don't want to be near Nunthorpe or Buffalo River, but they tick a lot of boxes map-wise, and this looks to be not a lot of pressure again. It's a race that I've got zero interest in after doing a fair bit of work on. I think if you're playing at home and you want to have a bet, though, one angle could be if Nunthorpe or Buffalo River come out, back the other one, because they're just going to get a complete birthday again in front and go very well. I've got a lot of time for Climbing Star as a horse, and it is going to get a really nice run here on Saturday, but it's not a race I have a confident view in.
Rob, all good there?
Yeah, mate. No, Umgawa, half to a Mailbag bloodstock. You haven't got that in yet, Jono. Come on, let's.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, John. There's actually an update just come through right now, which I can't wait to listen to once we get off this.
It'll be jumping out again next week. Umgawa couldn't be going any. Well, it needs to get its nose in front, but geez, it's been close on a few occasions this prep, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd just love to see it has drawn 4 here.
Always seems to be a big price, Umgawa.
Yeah, but it's like, I love Harry Coffey, but like this preparation has had Brad Rawiller, Billy Pinn, Heffel, Coffee, 3/4 Coffee. Like, I would, if it big thick rider on, I get a little bit more lead in the pencil, but yeah, it's just not a setup that I don't think it's a profitable setup the way this race looks like it's going to unfold.
All right. The big one, race 9, the Caulfield Cup. I think this is where Rob's best comes in, is it?
Yeah, mate.
Does. All right, we'll get Jack to go through the map, and then you can sneak in with yours.
Caulfield Cup, one of Australia's most prestigious and historic races. What a day, what a race. Rob, what are some of your favourite Caulfield Cup winners?
I was there in 92, Mannerism. We actually lost on the day, but it was just great theatre, great drama. I know we lost, but the Viander cross went, talk about swiping the key card at Caulfield Station. Castletown ran third. I was there, Might and Power, as an 18-year-old, when I was 17, when it won by 7, Sondoremus. Japanese are involved with my favourite Caulfield Cups. Had a good result with Murder Glass.
Murder
Recently.
Glass. That's the one I was on the preview last night. I couldn't remember that horse.
Well, possibly the biggest EV ever to be offered on a Victorian race track was in 06 when Delta Blues went round at over 100 to 1 on the tote. 3 wide in the breeze, boxing on ran third, beaten. I think it's half a length or
Was that beaten by Admirakti?
No, that was a few years on. That was my best result ever. We backed him and we got the first 4 with Brambles getting in for 4th there. Which
Brambles,
is
interesting. You mentioned that, John. We've actually got the 3/4 sister to Brambles, a Savabeel filly, beautifully bred on the glorious, just juicy, nutritious pastures of the New Zealand countryside. Currently residing.
I'm excited about that filly, given time, with a breed that needs to be given time. Good luck to all those involved.
Anyway,
Indeed.
back to the race.
For me, there's a Japanese horse here. So
basically, should we let's let Rob finish and let's just all comfortably assume that, which has been his strategy by the sound of that for the last 10 or 15 years. Is there a Japanese runner? And if so, what number is it, please?
It's number 3 with Damian Lane. It's called Breakup. There was also Eye Popper. He ran a hole.
Oh,
there. Yeah. He was well backed in the Melbourne Cup. Yeah. But did we have one last year in the race? Like, have we had one since Admirakti won? RIP.
Yeah, didn't Del Mar win Murder Glass, whatever it was?
Murder Glass. That was after Admirak, but we've had nothing since.
I don't know.
Murder Glass.
I don't know. You're the historian in this group.
Well, the stats read pretty well for Japanese horses in this race.
I'd agree with that. It's hard to knock. The Orientals seem to be a little bit tougher, and just love Caulfield, don't they?
Yeah, just the best bred staying horses in the world.
So we're just on Breakup. Is that it?
Oh, look, I'm worried about the Jamie Spencer horse, but I think it looks like a three horse race sort of thing.
Yeah. Okay. I like Breakup. I like West Wind Blows. I think you have to respect Huyama a little bit. Solcomb's flying without a fight. Don't like that it missed the Turnbull. It's a bit about that. Gold Trip. What do you do with Gold Trip? Because there's 2 ways to view this. It's going better than ever and might just kick their heads in.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't going to run. They are going to run. You can sort of grey yourself up into whichever position you want to take and sort of live and die by that.
Zara suspended on that.
Sorry?
Zara suspended.
I think he might have already taken another ride.
Oh, without a fight. Sorry. Yeah.
I'm not sure though.
Yeah. No, I think yeah.
Montefilia interests me. I think she's going much better this time, like this year, than she was this time last year. She has a superior trainer, I think, in my opinion, this time. She's got a decent record in this race. She's drawn reasonably. She would not surprise. United Nations probably should have won last Saturday at 100 to 1 in this race now. If it won, it's probably looking at 50s. Then there's a couple of gay bots that are just going to be hard to stop. But it's a really, really good race. I think full credit, honestly, to the MRC for this race, because it was, I think, in danger of dropping off, and it's a beastie. What a race. And then you got like Emissary, who I think it was placed in the Melbourne Cup last year. Francesco Guardi, who was a big spruikle this time last year. It's Uncle Chris, you know. Would it surprise you, Rob, if Francesco Guardi just jumped out of its skin here? Wouldn't surprise me.
Do a very elegant
we just write to each other, Uncle things, you know, in our little chat groups.
Yeah.
That's all it would be. It would all make sense. I think it's a phenomenal race. Nonconformist, I think might have started $12 or $13 2 years ago on a Caulfield Cup. So fantastic race. Not a race I have a view on as to bet into. I'm definitely not opposed to just sort of doing the scurry here and just going, what numbers Japanese horse, please, sir? Yeah, I'll have 55 each way on that. Thank you. Well, what's the lucky number?
I don't know the lucky number. Isn't it 22 the master builder? But there's no 22 here.
Yeah, I don't know. Great race. Really can't wait to watch it. I don't know how much I'll be betting on it. Jono, what are you doing? It's a big race. You should be tipping this too.
I was just having a little look through. I hadn't had a proper look till now, but
also, Johnny, you realise if breakup wins, we almost have to start the season afresh on the pot, on the Mailbag previous show pot championship, because Scurry will be hard to catch.
What's it paying?
I don't know. It's got to be.
Why won't it? Well, you haven't spoken about the thing I'm most worried about. This west wind blows.
No, I thought I mentioned that second. I think that's going to be really hard to beat. I think it's drawn perfectly. It'll get a much better run than it got in the Turnbull. The Turnbull's a really good form reference for this race.
Yeah.
I just like, you know, I spend all week looking at horses I know everything about. I know how they trial before they debuted. I know how this jockey rides that way, that barrier. I know how this trainer sets them up. Or I've got a confident view on that. Whereas these horses, I'm just guessing. And that's why I don't have a firm, confident view to bet or suggest a bet.
You know why I've got a confident view to bet on breakup? It's just because in Japan, they go quick. And this horse is going to go forward. And we don't usually go quick. So, yeah. That's enough, and that's form for me in staying races. If you can sort of run it, you know, what do they do? You know, low 11s all the way around for a furlong.
What level of horse is breakup in Japan?
He runs in the top races, the fourth in the Tenno show. His form reads 7 lengths off a beast known as Equinox in his last start. That's the best horse in the world. So why won't it start favourite? I'm so excited to hear from Jackson on the parade. You know, it could go to pieces, but there has been one or two kind of crazy horses from Japan come over the years. One in Sydney, which went really close to Winx, which is like their sort of a group 3 horse, loomed up on Winx there in our last race. Anyone remember its name?
No.
Yeah.
What is it?
Tommy Berry rode towards the end.
In the murder glass colours. Kluger,
that was it. Kruger or Kluger? Yeah, Kluger.
Sonia.
Kruger.
Yeah, all right. Anything else? Moving on.
All right, no, that'll do. Get to the good stuff. Trentham, race 4. Number 6, Fashion Shoot for the...
I think before we start, race 4 Trentham will be on at what time for people watching in Sydney and Melbourne?
12:07.
12:07. So set your alarm for 12:05. Watch them. Are they jumping out of the gates or for rope?
The gates this time, yeah. It is called the Punter's
full
Graveyard.
Gates or the little 3/4 Kiwi number gates?
No, we've got the proper ones now. I think we've got ones everywhere, which is nice. Trentham, the Punter's Graveyard, they call it. Race 6, Fashion Shoot for the Mark Walker, Sam Burgesson, Tiaka team. Nice Savabeel mare. Won first up really nicely. Has trialled since. Stays at the 1200. Naranjan Palmer, very good jockey that gets in a bit of trouble, so he doesn't ride too often, but he's very good when he's there. Rides and hopefully he'll be winning. I think it's about $2.70. We'll take that and just keep climbing our way back while we're taking $9 shots. And
I might just start taking for the New South Wales service. Just start taking your best bet. I think it might be a good play for me. before this goes out, so I can steal the odds. Sorry, punters.
Scurry, just to confirm, your best bet's going to be the
breakup.
breakup.
Just imagine the smugness when hitting the chat group when that just leads and just kicks and wins. It's going to be unbearable.
And Jack?
Are you going to back Spacewalk in race 6 too, by the way?
It won very well at Warwick Farm first up. Didn't know it was running. Yeah, we'll likely be on. Lofty Strike will probably be hard to bet. They look like they should be closer together in the market to me. But he's got 6 kilos, so I can see why.
My best, Caulfield, race 1, number 2, Brave Mead.
Went down at the Valley a couple of weeks ago.
I saw her up here. She ran in Sydney. She looked like a really nice filly to me. Out of Brave Smash.
By Brave Smash.
Right, you know where Brave Smash comes from.
Yeah, Chaffins. The land of the rising sun.
There's always somewhere.
Yeah, it's always you got to tie it back.
The best culture in the world.
Japanese, Assange.
We're all fucked. Kicking off World War Three's around the corner.
Don't make me cut the end of this.
Yeah, let's not cut the end
of the last few weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Congratulations on last Saturday night too, by the way, Rob. Let's talk about Miss Uchitel before we have to cut the show again. Pronounce the horse properly, please, too, if you could, John.
I think it's Miss Yucatel.
Miss Uchitel.
Yeah.
We purchased off Wayne, John, and Michael Hawkes, and have sent the Written Tycoon mare to Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. We opened it up yesterday, I believe, John, and there is really good interest. So if you are keen to get involved with our first horse with Gay and Adrian, I'd do so pretty promptly. She's a reasonable priced horse that I'm really confident will take care of a maiden, and then hopefully we'll progress on from there. But we really like what we've seen to date. Love where she's coming from. She would have been really well sort of raised and pushed along, and happy, excited to see what we can do with this horse with, I think, the most informed joint in New South Wales.
Leading the Metro Premiership in New South Wales at the moment. So
unbelievable. I saw Neil Payne on Wednesday. Had a chat to him the first time. Amazing bloke. Operation. Wow, we're back in the early 2000s again. It's amazing how they're dominating.
They're flying. On a bloodstock.
So if you are interested, Jono, Jono at themailbag.com.au.
Indeed, and Lazy Susan runs today at Moe. Back to Moe,
where she's the track and trip, I believe, world record holder for that track and trip.
World record holder. Yeah.
Well, no one else in the world has run faster over that track and trip at Moe than she has.
That is
so.
True.
We own her, we love her, and we can't wait to see her go around this afternoon with Bo Mertens, Group 1 Bo, in the saddle for Jesus Gavin Bedgegood. And we also, John, did a little bit of business and have one running around in the last. We weren't the ones to knock off that price either for Danusta or Danistar for some. I like to call it Danusta. It's trained by Kieran and Dave of Kieran Mar Racing. We will have a very tiny amount of shares available in that horse in probably the back end of next week. But at this stage, it'll basically be raced by Mailbag, Bloodstock, and one John Rayner. If you're interested again in that horse, PDS pending, contact Jono, Jono at themailbag.com.au. But it could be a double at Moe on a Friday. I mean, how else can you handle Moe other than just sending fast horses to it? Because good luck trying to bet on it.
Touch of Graham, your LeBroy there about your Danusta.
Danusta.
Thanks, Graham.
She's been well back this morning too, Lazy Susan.
So she should be. If she doesn't start favourite, I would be very surprised. She absolutely assaulted the class benchmarks. It was a really, really big debut for us this track and trip. Ticks a lot of boxes I look for when I'm betting, and I look forward to actually getting through that race properly once we finish this, and hoping that the early bet I had was a sound one.
All right. Perfect. That'll do us then. Good luck.
Bye for
Enjoy
now.
the weekend.